Why, hello YouTube. Long time it has been, hasn't it? But what do we have here? Something new and interesting? Yes, I believe so. Let me just step over this mess. I recently picked up this right here. And if you don't know what this is, because I had no idea what this was until I found it in a local Half Price Bookstore, this is the PlayStation Analog Joystick, which is actually the first analog controller they ever made for the PlayStation. Prior to the DualShock, and even before that was the dual analog controller. This is the analog joystick, which is commonly referred to as the flight stick, the PlayStation Analog Flight Stick, or just PlayStation Flight Stick. This is actually by Sony. It has serial number and whatnot on back of this, and it came out in 1996, I think, and according to Wiki or whatever. So it's actually pretty cool, but the only problem with it is I'm having difficulties finding legitimate lists of games that actually support this thing. So let me just go ahead and give you a little rundown of everything. It has these. It's got these obvious flight joysticks. So you have actual analog control here. This is actual real analog control, and you have buttons on here. You have L1, R1, then if you flip it over on the front, you have L2 and R2 down here. And that's comfortable because it actually you can actually press these buttons pretty easily with your hands while you're tilting it. And of course your hand fits into the trigger portion, and your pinky's down here and can hit that button right there. So it's pretty well done. Over here you have, I also like these right here, which you can rest your hand on. Got these little indentions right here, these little round curves to them, and like I said, it makes your hand fit appropriately. Over here you got the same kind of thing, but instead you have X, circle, a trigger, which is square, and this is triangle down here. Same exact layout though, and of course it's analog. And up here this actually replaces the D-pad. See, I'm moving through choices over there with this D-pad little switch. And up here is actually every button laid out on the PlayStation. In case you don't want to use them up here, you can press them down here. So say you're playing a game, I don't know, say you're playing a shoot 'em up and you'd rather control with this and then match these buttons like an arcade stick or something, you could do that if you want. So up here you also have start and select, and you also have this digital and analog switch. This is digital, this is analog. So I'll show you right here that if I switch it to the digital mode, this hat no longer responds. It's now the actual joystick. And both joysticks take precedence over the D-pad whenever they're in digital mode. So whenever you go to analog, these controllers then take control of whatever the game programmed the analog to be, and this hat right here actually becomes your D-pad. But anyway, let's get on to actual gameplay footage so you can see exactly how this thing works. I burned Mechwarrior and Ace Combat 2 in order to try out this thing. So let me just go ahead and start now with just a little bit of instant action from Mechwarrior 2, the arcade edition, I believe is what it's called. Let me just choose a mech here, and I'm in no way good at this, so I'll probably just look like a moron as I try to play.
Timberwolf.
Should probably try and turn on these speakers. Okay, so I'm just going to play with my hands here so you can actually try and see what I see. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this comfortably because my hands are way back here. But let's go ahead and start. You guys can see just how this thing works. And maybe you can see the gameplay at the same time. I'll do my best. Load time, load time. Alright. So, as you can see over here, I can rotate with this This is the left stick. This takes precedence over my movement, forward and back, and rotations. And then this one takes care of my, this is the aiming. So let me just see if you guys can watch me kill this guy on screen right now using the aiming. Like I said, I'm really bad at this so far, so just bear with me. It's really obscure at first when you start playing. Alright, so you saw I took him out. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. Just sit back and just play. Just rock the hell out of the game. It's pretty sweet, actually. I wish I could show you Ace Combat, but I'd have to insert the game and do some whatnots. But it's actually really neat. And I noticed that I can't find any videos on YouTube about this controller. I never even knew about it until I was at Half Price Books, and I looked up on the top of the shelf, like not the top shelf, on top of the shelf. Here's the shelf. It's up here next to a racing wheel. I was like, what the hell is that? And I pick it up and I bring it down, and I was like, are you kidding me? What is this thing? So I go home and I try and figure out what it is, and looking up Flight Stick. I didn't look on the bottom and see what the actual name of it was. It has the name on the bottom. And I go, well, holy crap, what the hell is this? And then I found out that I think it originally had a high price point, and I only paid 15 bucks for it. So even if I can't find any real good games, or even if I'm not good at these games that I just got owned, that take advantage of the flight stick controls or the actual analog stick controls, either way, it's interesting to actually see it play firsthand and actually play with it myself to understand how exactly it worked. So that's the main reason why I got it. Was even if it sucked, even if I sucked ass at the games, I still got to see exactly how the games played out, how this thing behaved. Let me go ahead and put Ace Combat in. Maybe we'll have enough time to do a little Ace Combat if I can figure out where the hell I put it. Doesn't look like I know where I put it. Might have to get back with y'all on that one. Here it is. We got about 2 minutes. Let's see what we can do with it. So if you want to try and find lists of games that are compatible with this, actually no, here, do this for me, y'all. If y'all know games, like if you have played games or seen games played with this controller, tell me what they are. Because I found like 2 or 3 online lists, and some of them say these things, some of them say these things, and some of them line up, but not other ones don't, and it's really bugging me. So if you know games that work with this, so far I found Ace Combat 2, Mechwarrior, Mechwarrior, and pretty much there's just a bunch of flight games on the PlayStation that were early, like 96, 97, that work with it. But I haven't found any other style games that work with it. I found lists that say some racing games work with it. I can't find any way that verifies. I can't find any other locations that verify that these games work. I've seen Andretti Racing. I've seen Formula 1. I've seen, I don't know, all kinds of racing games. So if you know a game that will work for this thing, please let me know. Otherwise, right now I'm just going to try and do my best to show y'all a little bit of Ace Combat gameplay. I just realized I didn't have the right settings turned on. Come on, y'all. No, I should just load my game. Calibration. Alright, cool. Yeah, and here, this will actually show you how analog it is. So, watch the screen. And same with the right stick. But, I don't know, maybe I'll show y'all a little Ace Combat clip some other time. But, here it is, y'all. Y'all know it first. The PlayStation Analog Joystick / Flight Stick, if you're one of those people who like to call it a Flight Stick instead, controller. Hope y'all like it. I'll catch y'all later. Like I said, no promises on any videos or anything like that. Other than that, I'll catch y'all out later. pieces.